Welcome to D&D World Weavers, episode 45. I'm thrilled you're joining us for another journey into the captivating world of Dungeons & Dragons.
Always good to be here.
Now, before we explore today's classic module, I have to share this story. It still makes me laugh and maybe cringe a little bit. It's from a D&D game I was running years ago.
Oh boy, here we go. One of those tales, right? The kind that gets retold forever.
Exactly. So picture this. We were deep in this massive homebrewed dungeon, my players, totally exhausted, low on spells, practically running on fumes after this particularly nasty fight.
Been there. That point where you're just hoping the next door isn't the door.
Right. The big boss was literally just around the corner, and the tension in the room, you could cut it with a knife. Everyone's on edge, whispering strategies, trying to figure out how to survive.
The best kind of tension.
And then our druid, who'd been surprisingly quiet but weirdly effective as like a frontline tank this whole session, just pipes up, totally deadpan. Hey, is it just me, or does anyone else feel a little lighter?
Oh, no. Please tell me they didn't do what I think they did.
Oh, they did. Turns out, way back during our very first long rest of the entire adventure, this druid, bless their chaotic little heart, decided that, the party's shared resources were just a tad too communal for their liking.
Oh, you're kidding me?
Nope. Systematically siphoned off about half the party's gold, maybe 3/4 of our healing potions, and, this is my personal favorite, all of the magic users' less than attuned spell components.
No, not the guano.
The bat guana for fireball, the spider silk for web, all that crucial fiddly stuff just vacuumed into their own personal, very secure bag of holding. And then at the absolute peak of dungeon tension, they just casually mention it.
Wow. The sheer audacity. That's a level of player agency that can forge legends or start actual table fights. What happened next?
Utter chaos. Complete breakdown. The wizard, who obviously needed those components, was practically vibrating with rage. The fighter just looked completely baffled, probably doing the math on whether the monsters were actually less dangerous than the druid.
Probably accurate.
My meticulously crafted final boss fight. The epic showdown I'd spent hours planning, instantly forgotten. It immediately turned into this impromptu, in-character brawl over who got to tie up the druid first. It was wild, messy, definitely not what I'd planned.
Sounds about right.
But looking back, it really drove home how player choices, even the really disruptive ones, can just fundamentally reshape the game in ways you absolutely never see coming. It forces you to improvise, and honestly, sometimes those are the stories you remember longest.
It's so true. That freedom, or sometimes, that audacious reprioritization of party loot. It's the beauty and the beast of D&D, isn't it?
Yeah.
Makes the DM's job interesting, that's for sure. And it leads to those unforgettable moments, even as the main plot gets totally derailed. Which actually kind of sets the stage perfectly for what we're looking at today.
Absolutely, because today we are embarking on an exploration of a really foundational piece of D&D history. The classic module, Castle Caldwell and Beyond. You might know it by its TSR code, Module B9.
9, yeah.
The classic. Originally published way back in 1985, and this module, it did something pretty innovative for its time, especially for the basic D&D line.
It really did. See, before Castle Caldwell, a lot of D&D modules were more like self-contained things. One dungeon, one location, one adventure, done.
Right. Very episodic.
Exactly. But B9, it pioneered this idea of linking smaller, separate stories and locations together to build a larger, more cohesive campaign setting. It wasn't just a one-shot. It actually showed DMs and players how these individual adventures could grow into something bigger, something more lasting as your characters leveled up.
And it wasn't just about linking adventures, structure-wise. It also brought in some genuinely new elements that really changed how DMs could weave in, like intrigue and psychological tension.
Ooh, yeah. You're talking about?
I'm talking about one of the first low-level modules to really feature a creature that made players question everything. Trust, identity. It was designed to mess with your head. I'm talking, of course, about the Doppleganger.
Ah, yes. The Doppleganger. Such a brilliant introduction for B9. It really was a game changer. It pushed D&D beyond just, kicking down doors and fighting monsters into this realm of social deception and paranoia, even for brand new first-level characters.
Totally elevated the low-level game. It wasn't just goblins and caves anymore.
Exactly. Now, before we properly step inside Castle Caldwell, we absolutely have to give a massive shout-out, a huge thank you to the unsung heroes out there. The folks who meticulously scan, upload, and preserve all these incredible old D&D documents on places like archive.org.
Seriously, yes. Without their dedication, their tireless work, so much of this foundational gaming history, the stuff we're talking about right now, it would just vanish. It'd be lost to time.
Well,
It's because of them that we can actually revisit these classics, learn from how they were designed, and appreciate how D&D has evolved.
couldn't agree more. So, to all you digital archivists keeping the history alive, thank you. You make these explorations possible.
Here, here. All right, let's unpack this fantastic module. We'll start with the first part, the Clearing of Castle Caldwell. This section really works as a foundation, a series of interconnected adventures.
And it's specifically designed for first-level characters, right? Making it a perfect starting point if you're bringing new players into the game.
Exactly. It's a relatively gentle introduction to the rules, the world, what an adventure feels like.
But gentle doesn't mean simplistic. What was really innovative, especially for 85, was its flexibility. The module flat out says you can play its 5 adventures as one continuous series for a single party.
Right, the goal being to get them to about 3rd level, ready for the expert set.
Yeah, taking them to that next tier of basic D&D. But, and this is key, it also says you can just use the adventures independently, pick and choose.
Which is super modern thinking, really, that modular design approach.
Totally. It gave DMs freedom. It wasn't a strict railroad, it was more like a toolkit you could adapt.
It even gives practical advice, like suggesting the party should have at least one cleric or magic user. Which seems obvious now, maybe, but back then.
It was good guidance. It anticipates needing spells, healing, magical item use later on. It subtly guides you towards a balanced party without forcing it.
And the advice for the dungeon master. This is fascinating. It tells DMs basically, know the rules really well, know where to look stuff up fast.
And this is the crucial bit. Understand when to break them.
Yes. For common sense. Or to challenge players in an interesting way, while also warning against making it a giveaway campaign where everything's too easy.
That's such a core DM skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
That balancing act. Knowing the rules so well, you know exactly when and why to bend them. It's a philosophy that's baked right into D&D's DNA.
And it's something DMs still wrestle with today. That tension between rules as written and, the rule of cool or what just makes sense for the story. It shows the DM's role has always been more than just a referee.
For sure. And when you look at modern 5th edition, that modularity, that DM flexibility, it's totally embraced. DMs are constantly encouraged to tweak published stuff for their group. B9 was championing that way back when. It really set a precedent.
Okay, so let's actually step inside Castle Caldwell. The ground level. The module paints a picture, right? Sturdy stone walls, ceilings mostly 10 feet high, but soaring up to 25 in the corner towers.
Heavy oak doors, mostly unlocked, which is interesting, and natural light coming from high windows and skylights.
Which is actually a pretty big deal for new players, right? You're not immediately plunged into pitch darkness, needing torches, and figuring out light radius rules from minute 1. It feels a bit safer, more navigable initially.
Definitely lowers that initial barrier. But even here on this safer ground level, there are immediate twists, like the wandering goblins in the hallways.
Yeah, these aren't your standard attack on sight D&D goblins. The module says they're cautious, maybe not even hostile.
And their reaction is determined by a monster reaction chart. That's huge. It actively encourages role-playing, negotiation, not just rolling initiative the second you see something green.
It's a really subtle but effective nudge away from just combat, making the world feel a bit more alive.
And they carry, like, tiny amounts of treasure.
Okay.
A few silver here, a few copper there. Personal pocket change, not giant hoards. Adds a touch of realism.
It really does. It's a cool precursor to how modern 5e often handles monsters as potential social encounters, not just bags of hit points. These early ideas really took root.
Okay, so let's wander through some specific rooms on this level. Room 1, the abandoned dining room. What's the vibe?
Chaos. Overturned furniture, cobwebs everywhere. Clearly someone left in a hurry, but if you actually
Some
saw...
classic reward for searching trope?
Exactly. Hidden sack, decent bit of silver, a few gems. A nice early reward for players learning to interact with the environment, not just walk through it. Teaches that crucial poke things skill.
Good lesson. Then there's the guard room. Room 2. What's interesting there?
The sound cue. If you listen at the door before barging in, you hear goblins arguing in their own language.
Nice. Gives the players a chance to prep, maybe plan an ambush. Another early hint towards tactical play.
Right. And inside, these goblins are fiercely guarding actual treasure piles. So a clear contrast, some goblins might talk, these ones fight.
Adds variety. Now, you mentioned something really interesting earlier. The traders. Rooms 3, 4, 5.
Yes. This is a standout part of the ground level design. There's an explicit note for the DM about these human traders. They prefer to deal rather than fight.
Whoa, okay, so non-combat resolution built right in.
Totally. They'll trade information about other monsters in the castle if the party guarantees them safe passage. It's a direct push for negotiation for social interaction within the dungeon.
That feels incredibly forward-thinking for a basic D&D module from '85,
Yeah.
moving beyond just hack and slash.
It really was. They even had their own little system pounding on walls to warn each other if trouble starts, adds another layer.
Clever. And didn't one of them have a magic item?
Yep.
The trader in room 4 has a +1 axe, a small magic item, but hugely significant for level 1 characters. And you get it through talking, potentially not fighting.
That really reinforces the idea that rewards come in different forms. So cool. What else is lurking on this level?
Well, you've got your classic sturges in room 10, introduced by the faint sound of small wings, and they can't be surprised, making them a constant little threat.
Good old sturges. Always nasty.
Then the chapel, room 11. You find acolytes, first-level clerics, but they're chaotic alignment. And here's the twist. They offer to lead worship if the party doesn't immediately attack them. Another social encounter. Amazing. And is there a reward for attending chapel?
Pretty much. 2 potions of healing hidden under the altar, again, rewarding non-violent interaction.
This module is really leaning into that. I love it. Okay, any classic traps or ambushes?
Oh, yeah. Room 14 has a crab spider hiding on the ceiling,
Yeah.
classic ambush predator, weak poison, but still a good jump scare and a reminder to look up.
Teaches paranoia early. Good.
Then in room 15, a storeroom, you find bandits. First-level thieves using it as a hideout, and one carries a cursed short sword, -1.
Ooh, a cursed item. That's a fun, mean twist for low levels. Teaches you not to trust every shiny thing you find.
Exactly. And these bandits, despite the cursed sword, have a surprising amount of loot sacks of silver, gems, even pearl necklaces, and a pack mule, conveniently, to help carry it all.
Handy. Are they fight to the death types?
Nope. Like the traders, they prioritize escape. And here's the kicker. The DM is told they might return for revenge later if the party takes their stash.
Whoa. Lingering consequences.
Yeah.
That adds a whole dynamic layer to the campaign. Suddenly, clearing a room isn't the end of the story. That's brilliant.
Isn't it? Then you've got kobolds in room 16, wary, don't speak common. And if attacked, they open the door to the courtyard where the wolves are.
Tactical kobolds. Using the environment, working with other creatures, shows interconnection.
For sure. And speaking of unique creatures, room 22 has a giant shrew.
A giant shrew. Okay, that's unexpected.
Right. And it sees by sound, so light darkness doesn't matter. Always gets initiative first round. And it causes fear in low-level characters, save versus death ray or flee.
Wow, that's actually terrifying. Almost a horror encounter. Changes the dynamic completely.
Totally. Then there's a classic trap in the kitchen, room 25. Big chest. Looks easy.
But it's trapped. Poison gas.
Poison gas cloud, yeah. Save for half damage. Teaches that lesson. Easy treasure often comes with a nasty surprise.
Always check for traps. And the courtyard. Room 31.
That's where those wolves are. 2 large, hungry wolves who are apparently trying to get into the castle, but the traders in room 4 had barred their door.
Ah, see. Interconnectedness again. The actions of one group affect another. That makes the whole place feel more like a real breathing environment.
Exactly. So this whole ground level, while seeming straightforward, is just packed with these subtle design choices, teaching players the ropes, encouraging different styles of play.
And it all builds towards that one locked door.
Right. The climax of this first part is finding that mysterious wizard-locked door in room 21. You can't open it with skills, you can't open it with basic magic. It's a dead end.
Creating the perfect hook for part 2.
Precisely. The story continues. The castle's owner, Clifton Caldwell, hires an enchanter. The door opens, revealing just a trap door leading down into darkness.
Dun gun gun.
So Caldwell hires the party again, this time to explore these deeper dungeons. And this leads us into the Dungeons of Terror.
Okay, so the vibe changes now.
Big time. Dungeon-level rooms. Mostly dark. Now you need those light sources, and you're taking that metaphor penalty to hit rolls in darkness if you're human. Walls are rough-cut rock, ceilings irregular. It feels much more dangerous, claustrophobic.
Sets the mood. Any specific instructions for the DM down here?
Yes, a couple of key ones. The DM is explicitly told not to let the party into room 5, the teleportation chamber, until they've explored most of the rest of the dungeon.
Ah, controlling the flow, making sure they hit the key spots first.
Smart. Keeps them from accidentally bypassing everything. And there's also a note saying the DM can place extra healing potions if the party is really struggling. A little safety net acknowledging this section is tougher.
Good to have, especially for low-level parties where one bad roll can be fatal. Okay,
Yeah.
so the entrance to this dungeon level, you said this is where it gets really interesting.
Oh, this is where it gets brilliant. And devious. You go down the trapdoor, last party member steps off the ladder. Bam! The trapdoor slams shut and disappears. Magically sealed.
Whoa, trapped. No way back.
No knock spell works, no thief skills work from the inside. You have to find the secret exit somewhere deeper in. Instant pressure, instant dread.
Okay, that's intense. And
then immediately the doppelganger appears, and it chooses the weakest party member, likely the magic user, to impersonate.
okay, classic doppelganger move. But how does the module handle this?
This is the genius part, especially for 1985. The DM is told to communicate privately with the player whose character just got duplicated, pull them aside, pass a note, whatever.
And tell them.
Tell them, okay, you are now playing the doppelganger. Your goal is to mislead the party. Do not let the other players know you're not their friend anymore.
Whoa, metagaming built into the module? That is inspired.
Isn't it amazing? Imagine sitting at that table, your friend's character is suddenly acting weird, trying to lead you down dead ends, maybe suggesting splitting the party. It creates real paranoia and suspicion among the players, not just the characters.
That is just, wow, way ahead of its time. It turns a standard dungeon crawl into a psychological thriller.
Totally. The doppelganger immediately tries to trick them, says there's an easy exit this way, knowing it leads nowhere. It also knows about hidden gold nearby, which is almost impossible to find without a map. Or the doppelganger's helpful suggestion.
So it can dangle bait, try to gain trust while secretly sabotaging them. That is deliciously evil.
It really connects to modern 5e stuff, social deception, hidden enemies within the party. B9 was doing it decades ago. If you ever want to spice up a 5e game, stealing this exact doppelganger setup still works like a charm.
Definitely filing that one away.
Okay.
So besides the internal threat, what else is down in these dungeons?
Well, you've got a crude magic user lair in room 2. Smells like marsh gas, a couple of mediums hanging out, some minor loot, lab equipment worth a bit to another magic user, atmospheric.
And flavor?
What else? Room 3, an unfinished room. Listen at the door. You hear a low humming sound.
Uh-oh. What's humming?
Robber flies. 4 nests of them. They get surprised easily unless the party heard that humming and are ready for it. Another great use of sound cues.
Rewarding perception again. Cool. Okay, you mentioned a teleportation chamber earlier, room 5. The DM is supposed to keep the party out of there for a while.
Right. Because it's part of this really intricate puzzle involving room 5 and room 14, a tomb. The door to room 5 is locked, can't be picked, can't be knocked. You need a specific key.
And where's the key?
It's deliberately placed as the last item to be found in one of 5 other specific rooms. Guarantees the party explores thoroughly before hitting this central puzzle piece. Very clever gating mechanism.
Okay, smart design. So what happens when they finally get into room 5?
Inside room 5, there's an illusionary treasure cabinet. Looks tempting. But anyone who gets within 10 feet, zap. Green light flashes, they're teleported instantly to room 14, the tomb.
Party separation, always fun. So what's in the tomb?
Sarcophagi. One of them is the switching coffin. When that specific one is opened, it reverses the teleport. The illusionary cabinet moves from room 5 to room 14, and now a glowing green circle appears on the floor in room 14, allowing teleportation back to room 5.
Wow, okay. That's a complex, multi-stage, bi-directional teleport puzzle. That's pretty advanced for low-level basic D&D.
Totally. And the module specifically tells the DM to physically separate the players when one gets teleported. Take them to another room, whisper descriptions, really amps up the confusion and tension at the table.
Love that. Creates real chaos. What other classic monsters are lurking down here?
Room 7 has your friend and mine, the gelatinous cube. Classic empty room trap. Surprises on a 1/4. And inside it, some silver and a dagger +1.
Nice. A useful magic item hidden inside a dungeon janitor. Always check the slimes.
Rule number 1. Then there's room 9, an excavation site. Players can spend time digging for treasure, silver, gold, but
There's always a but.
each turn they spend digging, there's an increasing chance 1 in 6, then 2 in 6, and so on, of attracting berserkers from the next room, room 10.
Ah, the classic risk-reward dig. How much time do you risk for potentially more loot? Love those choices.
Exactly. And those berserkers in room 10, 4 of them. One has a sword +1 that's also +2 versus undead. Pretty potent weapon to find early on.
Definitely worth fighting for.
Yeah.
Maybe. Depends how beat up you are after digging.
Right. Room 11 has another treasure chest. Latched, but not trapped on the chest itself. But the room is trapped. 3 spring darts fire when you enter. Simple, but effective.
Keeps you on your toes.
And then room 13, this one's nasty. You see 3 ugly humanoid figures with pale, earthy skin. They look exactly like hobgoblins.
Okay, so hobgoblins.
Nope, they're actually ghouls.
Oh, that's brutal. Misdirection leading into paralysis attacks. That could wipe a low-level party quick. Terrifying surprise.
Totally terrifying. They guard some treasure, too. Sacks of electrum pieces and gems. But yeah, that reveal must have been shocking back in the day.
Still would be.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trapped down here. You faced doppelgangers, teleporters, ghouls. How do you finally get out?
Ah, the famous secret exit. You have to stand in the corridor outside rooms 4 and 5 and chant the magic phrase, Oa Tagu Siam.
Tagu.siam. What does that even mean?
Say it out loud. Oa Tagu Siam.
What a goose I am.
Bingo! You chant that silly phrase and a section of the east wall just disappears, revealing an exit corridor leading outside.
That is fantastic. A classic riddleless password adds that touch of whimsy and requires thinking, not just fighting. What a great way to end the dungeon crawl.
Isn't it? Just a delightful, memorable exit. Okay, so that wraps up the Castle Caldwell section and its dungeons, but the module's not done yet. Part 2 is the Abduction of Princess Sylvia.
A royal rescue mission. Sounds classic. But you said this one starts differently.
Very differently. The absolute most distinctive thing about this adventure, the player characters start captured in a prison cell.
Oh, okay. That is a bold opening. No easing in, just you're prisoners. High stakes from moment one.
Exactly. Sets an immediate escape scenario. You're shackled in leg irons, you were blindfolded when brought in, you're in some unknown enemy outpost. All you have is bits and pieces of info you overheard. It's an instant puzzle. Where are we? How do we get out?
Forces player ingenuity right away. I like it. What if players complain, though? Hey, how do we get captured?
The module actually has a note for the DM about that. Basically, tell them the enemy vastly outnumbered them, capture or death were the only options, surrender was the smart, realistic choice. It's interesting meta commentary on handling player expectations.
Handles that potential issue proactively.
Yeah.
Smart. And starting captured has strategic implications too, right?
Yeah.
Like mapping.
Big time. You can't map the outpost until you actually find mapping tools and supplies somewhere, so you're relying purely on memory or maybe trying to scratch marks on the floor. It forces careful observation and recall. Definitely not your typical dungeon crawl start.
Yeah, it's a full-on prison break scenario from the get-go. Okay, tell me about the cell. Room 1.
Basic setup. Flickering torchlight outside, you can hear conversations. Then the jailer shows up. It's a gnoll.
A gnoll jailer, okay. Armed, got keys.
Yep, dagger and mace. And crucially, a keyring with keys for the leg irons and the cell door. But the module notes the gnoll has low intelligence.
Ah, so susceptible to trickery.
Exactly. Reasonably subtle tricks, like faking an illness might work, encourages role-playing a way out, not just waiting to overpower him.
Smart. Does the gnoll know anything useful?
Vital info. It knows the party's gear, all their equipment, is stored in room 13, the armory, but the gnoll doesn't have the key to that room.
Okay, so getting the cell key isn't the end goal. You need another key later.
Right. And the gnoll does know who has the armory keys. All the warders in the outpost, who are described as second-level fighters, that's the crucial intel the party needs to extract, one way or another.
Gives them a clear secondary objective once they're out of the cell. Find a warrior, get the key. Love it.
And here's another cool mechanic. The DM is told to give the players 10 minutes of real time to plan their escape before the jailer comes back with their noon meal.
Oh, wow. Real-world time pressure. That really ramps up the tension at the table, makes the planning frantic.
Totally. Okay, so assuming they get out of the cell, what's the outpost like?
Packed earth walls, mostly dark, so light sources are crucial again, with those combat penalties for humans in darkness. Interestingly, no wandering monsters mentioned for this section.
So the focus stays on the guards, the layout, the escape itself, not random encounters.
Seems like it. But raising the alarm, that has big consequences. The chance of running into random veteran guards goes way up from 1 in 6 normally to 3 in 6 if the alarm is sounded. And there's a chance each round of combat that more veterans show up to join the fight. So stealth and efficiency are heavily rewarded. Screwing up makes things progressively harder, creates a dynamic, escalating threat based on player actions. That's cool.
Very cool. Okay, so let's say the party's out, trying to be quiet. Where can they go? What are the key locations in Oliver's Fortress? That's the name, right?
Oliver's Outpost, yeah. A central hub seems to be the kitchen and common dining room, room 2. It's bustling, maybe 20 people milling about. Servants, veterans, warriors eating, talking.
Busy place. Any key info there?
Critical info. The module states that 2 of the second-level warriors present have keys to the armory, room 13. So a prime target for pickpocketing or more direct acquisition.
High risk, high reward target right there. What about other rooms, places to hide or find loot?
The common quarters, various sleeping rooms. If players search thoroughly, they can find hidden coins stashed under mattresses, again rewarding that detailed investigation.
Little bits of treasure add up. Any hazards?
Even the bathrooms. Rooms 4 and 8 have slippery floors. Need a dex check to avoid twisting an ankle, which halves your movement for a few turns.
A subtle environmental trap can really mess up an escape plan if someone suddenly can't move fast.
Exactly. The exercise rooms, 6 and 10, have a veteran fighter with high dex, good AC. And get this, he uses the exercise weights as an improvised mace.
Ah, that's a great little detail, adds personality. Okay, but the big goal is room 13, the armory.
The ultimate prize. Both doors locked tight. Inside, everything. Leather armor, chainmail, bows, arrows, swords, spears, shields. And all the party's original gear. Magic items, spellbooks, everything they were captured with.
Getting that back is paramount. Changes everything. What other interesting rooms are there?
Room 14 is the interrogation chamber. The description is chilling. Discolored straw suggesting bloodstains, a fire pit, various strange devices, wicked-looking whips. Create a really grim atmosphere without being overly graphic.
Lets your imagination do the dark work. Nasty. Any more hidden treasure?
The jailer's quarters. Room 15. The knoll has a hidden chest under the floorboards, but it's trapped with a poison needle. Save versus poison or die.
Ouch. High stakes for that hidden gold.
Definitely. Then there's the wine storage room, room 16. Seems mundane, barrels of ale, wine, but secret door.
Ah. Where does it lead?
It's the main treasury, room 42, and the trigger is pulling one specific wine bottle. Classic secret entrance hidden in plain sight. Rewards observation.
Love those. Okay, what about the command structure, the boss?
The commander's quarters are rooms 18, 19, 20, 20A. Dining room has valuable silverware and china. Living room is where you might find the commander, his wife, maybe the visiting officer.
Is the commander tough? Got anything important?
If the alarm's been raised, he's armed and dangerous. +1 short sword, plate mail, +1 shield. And crucially, he carries keys for the prison cell in the armory, prime target, plus valuable jewelry on him and his wife.
Making him a walking treasure chest and key ring. Got it. Any gear in his room?
His bedroom, room 20, has his magic armor and shield when he's not wearing them. And a dressing table with a false bottom hiding platinum, gold, and another cursed dagger made as one.
They really liked cursed items in this module. Keeps players guessing. What about that visiting officer?
His quarters, room 23, also have gear. Plate mail, shield, sword. And significantly, a bag of holding stuffed with thousands of gold and silver pieces. A massive haul if the party can get it. Okay, so lots of potential rewards for bold players. Now, what happens is they try to actually leave the outpost? You mentioned an encounter.
Right, back near the entrance, maybe room 1 again. First, there's a sleepy goblin guard named Thorn. Easy to deal with, probably. But right after that, Lizard Man enters, sees Thorn is gone or dealt with, and it hisses, "Hey, what are you guys doing here? You are not with us. What have you monsters done with Thorn?"
Instant conflict. And it establishes that the goblins and lizard men are allied here. Your actions have immediate consequences with the other inhabitants. Dynamic.
Very dynamic. Okay, now for the main villain of this section, Oliver. He's a magic user, right? And he uses illusions.
Yes, Oliver's clever and prepared. The encounter happens in the training room, room 3. Oliver himself is hiding in an adjacent observation room, room 4. He's already been alerted by his goblin servant.
So no surprising him.
Nope. He casts phantasmal force. The party sees Princess Sylvia, bound and gagged, being guarded by an owlbear.
An illusionary owlbear. Classic magic user trick. Does it do damage?
The damage seems real, but if the illusion is hit or touched, it vanishes and the damage disappears. It's meant to scare, mislead, waste party resources.
Devious. And Oliver.
You hear his sinister laugh. You can find the peephole he was watching from. And the moment he casts the spell, he flees immediately to his laboratory, room 13, ensuring he can't be cornered there easily. He's smart, tactical.
Not just waiting in his room to be killed. Good villain design. What about those lizard men? They have a leader.
They do. Room 8 is the lizard man leader's quarters. 2 guards, plus the leader who has extra strength, hits harder. They each carry a potion of healing.
Okay, standard guards. Any twists?
The treasure twist. Most of their loot, a good chunk of gold and silver, is hidden at the bottom of a small, spring-fed pool in their room. Poor lighting, murky water. You need to actively dive or use magic to find it.
Another clever puzzle element hidden within an encounter room rewards thinking beyond just combat.
Exactly. So finally, the party tracks Oliver to his laboratory, room 13. This is the showdown.
As he set up.
He's ready. Well-lit room. He's already cast shield on himself. Gives a short, arrogant speech, then hits the party with a sleep spell. Classic, low-level tactic.
Predictable but effective. Does he fight to the death?
Nope. If things go badly, he tries to flee through secret doors, probably leading the party into more traps if he can. And Princess Sylvia. She's here, tied up. The objective.
Gotta rescue the princess. What about loot in the lab?
Hidden treasures. Cabinets under benches hold 8 vials of unlabeled potions. 2 healing, 2 invisibility, 1 diminution, 1 gaseous form, 1 growth, and 1 poison.
Ooh, potion roulette. You have to taste them to find out.
Pretty much. And that poison vial. Save versus poison or die if you sample the wrong one. Real risk. His spellbook is also hidden here, with useful spells like shield, sleep, read magic, read languages, invisibility, and surprisingly, dagger +1. Maybe he enchants daggers.
Weird spell list. Maybe a typo, maybe he's just versatile. Okay, and the treasury, room 42, behind the wine bottles.
The main vault. Lots of coins, platinum, gold, silver, a huge reward, and inside a securely locked iron box. Cannot be forced open. Needs a thief's skill or a knock spell.
Oh, what's in the box? The grand prize.
Pretty much. 3 potions of growth, a ring of fire resistance, and a rod of cancellation. Very powerful items, especially the rod, that significantly reward the party for successfully pulling off the entire prison break and rescue.
Wow. That's a heck of an adventure, starting from nothing in a cell to escaping with a princess and a horde of magic. Okay, one more section to go in B9, part 3. The Sanctuary of Elwyn the Ardent.
Right, a challenge of wits and might. This one starts because the party's reputation is growing after their previous successes. The king himself commissions them.
What's the mission this time?
Investigate a mysterious fortress out in the wilderness.
No.
Figure out if this person, Elwyn, is involved. Recover a specific sacred bell. And bring Elwyn back for justice.
Sounds important. Good rewards.
Very generous. 500 gold each, just for the investigation. Another 1,000 gold each if they get the bell. And another 1,000 gold each if they capture Elwyn. Plus an advance payment. The king really wants this done.
Okay, so big stakes, big rewards. How do they get there?
A local guide takes them deep into the wilderness, points out the fortress, and then refuses to go anywhere near it. Leaves them there.
Ominous start. Sets the mood immediately. Now, didn't you mention there's a big secret about Elwyn?
Yes. This is one of the module's most brilliant, subtle twists just for the DM. Elwyn is a woman.
Get out. Really?
Yep. But the module text is written deliberately to make the players, and the DM reading it casually assume Elwyn is male. It plays directly into the mystery. The descriptions of this diabolical laugh and taunting voice they hear is a fantastic subversion of expectations.
That is so clever. It uses ingrained assumptions against the players. Love it. Okay, what's the fortress itself like?
It's described as nearly black, looking like it's made of iron. It has a jagged shape, like a black dragon's teeth. Very imposing, very evil-looking.
Okay, visually intimidating. And Elwyn is involved somehow.
Constantly. She's watching the party the whole time from a hidden secret corridor that runs alongside many of the dungeon rooms. She pops up occasionally to shout derisive hints or taunts.
It's like, turn back now.
Exactly. Accompanied by her diabolical laugh. She feels totally secure just messing with them. It creates this creepy sense of being constantly observed, judged, toyed with. Adds huge psychological pressure.
Gives me the shivers just thinking about it. What's the layout like inside?
It's got this unique double spiral design, apparently, and lots of secret doors. Exploration is key. Most rooms are dark again, so light sources are essential.
Standard dungeon stuff. Any encounters before they even get inside?
Yes, and it's important. Hidden in the forest nearby is a troglodyte lair. Finding this is crucial.
Why? What's in there?
Good treasure. 5 big sacks, silver, gold, even platinum, 2 potions of healing, and most importantly, treasure map, #1.
Ah, a map leading somewhere inside the fortress.
Exactly. Leads to a hidden treasure stash in room 5. Finding this lair gives the party a vital boost and a key piece of information before they even tackle the main fortress.
Okay, smart design. Rewards exploration even outside the main dungeon. So they finally enter the sanctuary. What happens first?
Elwyn's voice immediately taunts them. Turn back. Then, clang. A solid iron door slams down behind them, blocking the entrance.
Trapped again. Is there a key?
Only Elwyn has a key.
Yeah.
And again, no thief skills, no knock spell can open it. They are well and truly locked inside her domain. Stakes set immediately.
Nasty. Okay, what kind of challenges await inside? You mentioned bells.
Yes, the dais rooms. Rooms 2, 4, 7, 10, 14. Each has a bell on an altar. They start with black iron with 1 GP, then copper 5 GP, brass 10 GP, silver 50 GP, and finally in room 14, a golden bell worth 500 green P.
A clear progression, hinting at increasing value and maybe importance, leading towards the sacred bell they need.
Seems like it. And the pedestals themselves are valuable heavy mahogany with 500 gram P each, but need 4 characters to even move. A logistical puzzle if they want that loot.
Always thinking about encumbrance. What else? Monsters.
Room 3, the altar, has 6 acolytes. First level clerics again in plate mail with maces, chanting. They attack if disturbed. Standard guards.
Got it. Now what about that treasure map, room 5?
Yes. The room indicated by treasure map, #1. The party goes in, starts looking around based on the map, and then Elwyn strikes.
From her secret corridor, what does she do?
Once the whole party is inside room 5, she triggers a collapsing floor trap. The entire floor gives way.
Whoa, do they take damage?
Nope. Falls 10 feet into darkness in room 5A below. No falling damage, but all their lights go out. Plunged into darkness and chaos.
Disorienting. Where does room 5A lead?
It leads directly into room 5B in Orc Lair.
Of course it does. How many orcs?
5 regular orcs and an orc leader who has a +1 short sword. And remember, it's pitch black now. Humans are a mindful 4 to hit, but the orcs, with dark vision, are likely hitting easily, maybe even at +4 if the DM rules. They have surprise advantage in the dark. Brutal.
That's a tough fight right after falling through the floor. Any loot down there?
Yeah, the orcs have sacks of coins, the leader has some gems, and the room description is grim. Bones, mostly human and humanoid, scattered everywhere. The remains of previous adventurers who fell for the same trap really sets a dark tone.
Chilling. Is there a way out of the Orc Lair?
Yes, a staircase leads up, but it's a secret door. It leads back up to the main level near room 2 or 3.
Ah, a loop. So they can get back, maybe find their dropped torches, and re-explore. Clever. What about the treasure the map pointed to in room 5? Was it just the trap?
No. That's the clever bit. When they go back to room 5 after dealing with the orcs and finding the secret stair, now they can find the real treasure indicated by the map. A loose stone at waist height.
What's hidden there?
The good stuff. A clerical scroll with 3 cure light wounds. A labeled potion of polymorph self. A labeled potion of growth. A warhammer +1. And treasure map, #2.
Wow, that's a major haul. Crucial healing, powerful potions, a magic weapon, and another map. Strategically placed after a tough encounter to help them recover and progress. That's excellent design.
Really is. Okay, moving deeper into the fortress. Room 8 has something interesting. A wood golem.
A wood golem, like an animated tree? What are its stats?
Can only be hit by magic or magical weapons.
Yeah.
Immune to sleep, charm, hold spells, immune to gases. But it has a vulnerability, fire. Takes a penalty on saves versus fire and extra damage per die.
Teaches players about resistances and vulnerabilities. Forces tactical thinking, can't just hack at it, need the right tools. Cool.
Very cool. Now, treasure map, #2 leads to room 9. What's hidden there?
Another loose stone reveals the stash. This one has a wand of paralyzation with 3 charges usable only by an elf or magic user, a normal sword +1, and another clerical scroll, this time with cure light wounds and silence 15-minute radius.
Silence. From the expert set rules, right? Creates a zone where no sound can happen.
Exactly. 30-foot diameter area, no talking, no spell casting with verbal components, hugely powerful tactical tool for the party. This room provides a serious upgrade to their magical arsenal.
Big power boost. Okay, what other weirdness does Elwyn have in store?
Room 11 has a living rock statue of someone called Namiats. As soon as you enter, it starts squirting magma from its fingertips, all while Elwyn laughs maniacally from her corridor.
Magma squirting statue.
Okay.
Environmental hazard plus constant taunting. Nice.
Room 12 is just a pit trap. The whole 10 by 20-foot room floor drops 10 feet. Simple, effective, punishes charging blindly into rooms.
Classic.
Room 13 has a bronze horse statue. Looks like metal, immune to damage.
Yeah.
And if you hit it with a metal weapon, zap. 2.5 points of electrical damage, no save.
Another trap disguised as an object teaches caution.
And then room 15, the cell trap. Looks like just an empty room.
Uh-oh. Never trust an empty room in D&D.
Right. The whole party steps inside, clay and clang. An iron grate slams down, triggered by Elwyn again.
She really likes trapping them. How do they get out this time?
Elwyn's voice taunts them. Just turn the key and freedom is yours. And she points to a key in a keyhole on the other side of the corridor, just out of reach through the bars.
Oh, that's just mean. So close, yet so far. How can they solve this?
This is where the module gets really creative and explicitly encourages player ingenuity. It lists several options. A knock spell could magically turn the key. That potion of polymorph self they found turns small, slip through the bars.
Okay, using previously found resources. Smart.
Someone could try to lasso the key, or they could try bending the bars. Requires a massive combined strength score, like 36 plus MAR, but it's possible. Though they risk strained muscles, giving Megastu a hit for the rest of the adventure.
Risk versus reward again. But the key is that the module explicitly offers multiple solutions and encourages the DM to accept other clever ideas, even giving XP for them. That's fantastic player empowerment.
Absolutely. Really rewards thinking outside the character sheet. Okay, moving towards the finale, the Innermost Sanctuary. Rooms 1720 form the corridor of murals.
Murals. Telling a story. Exactly. Dimly lit corridor abstract paintings. Behind black curtains and alcoves are 4 murals depicting Elwyn's journey, revealing her motivations and descent into darkness. They're meant to be viewed in order.
Environmental storytelling. Love it. What do they show?
Mural 1. Elwyn in a bright yellow robe, sword drawn, surrounded by human victims. Ooh.
Arc start.
Mural 2. Elwyn in a lavender robe, kneeling at an altar, flanked by her 6 acolytes in black robes, showing her gaining followers.
Okay.
Mural 3. Elwyn in a white robe, shooting an arrow from a longbow at this godlike figure, Namiats, who is ascending into the sky. Explains her quest may be revenge or seeking power.
Interesting. A motivation revealed.
Mural 4. Elwyn in a black robe, descending into a chasm, led by a chaotic, fur-covered humanoid named Leptar, whom smart players might recognize as an old enemy of Namiats. Shows her making dark alliances.
Wow, that's a whole character arc told visually. And the module helps the DM ensure the players get it. Yep. Instructs the DM to point out it's the same woman in all murals if the players don't catch on. Ensures the narrative payload lands. Brilliant way to deliver lore.
So cool. What happens after they see the murals?
The next room, Room 21, an altar, is initially shrouded in magical darkness cast by Elwyn, but once all 4 murals are viewed, the darkness lifts, revealing the Guardians.
Uh-oh, what are they?
2 flying gargoyles and 2 shadows.
Oof, that's a nasty fight for low levels. Gargoyles need magic weapons, immune to sleep charm. Shadows need magic weapons, drain strength, turn victims into more shadows.
Yeah.
Brutal gatekeeper encounter.
Totally. A real test before the final confrontation, and there's one more potential threat nearby. Room 16.
What's in room 16?
A young black dragon. Asleep, snoring, chained to the wall with an iron collar, but it has about 30 feet of movement.
A dragon. Wow. Can you fight it?
You can. If you surprise it while it's sleeping, the party gets 1 free round of attacks with a +2 bonus, but if you try to sneak past, it wakes up automatically.
So a huge risk-reward decision. Fight a dragon or try to bypass it quietly. Adds tension.
Exactly. And finally, the final boss. Elwyn the Ardent herself. Room 16A likely encountered in her secret corridor when the party tries to leave.
Okay, the showdown. What does she look like? What you got?
Her appearance reflects the murals. A striped robe, yellow, lavender, white, and black. She has a glowing shield, plate mail under the robe, her key ring, and her signature weapon.
Which is?
A mace of draining +1.
Oh boy. Draining. Level draining.
Exactly, like a white. On command, in addition to normal damage, it can drain 1 experience level from a character. It can only absorb 3 levels total before becoming just a regular +1 mace, but
3 level drains could cripple a low-level party. That makes her incredibly dangerous. A truly tough final opponent.
absolutely, and she refuses to surrender. It's a fight to the death.
Climactic. What happens when she's defeated?
The secret door she came from is revealed. Behind it is her treasure. A small chest with valuable gems, 2 pairs of expensive matching bracelets, and a staff of healing.
Nice. A powerful healing item as a final reward. And they can finally leave.
Yep. Use Elwyn's key on that first iron door, or just follow her secret corridor system out. Quest complete. Justice served, bell recovered, fortress cleared.
Wow. What a module. Castle Caldwell and Beyond really did pack a punch, didn't it? It genuinely innovated by weaving those separate adventures into a bigger story arc. Set a real precedent for campaign building.
Absolutely. And those groundbreaking elements, we talked about the psychological games with the Doppleganger, forcing players to suspect each other.
Right. And the complex traps, that multi-stage teleport puzzle.
And the dynamic enemies. The traitors wanting to deal, the bandits potentially coming back for revenge, Oliver using illusions and retreating, Elwyn constantly watching and taunting. It was all pushing D&D beyond just room-by-room combat.
You can really see its historical significance. It helped nudge the game towards more narrative depth, more player choice, more strategic thinking that wasn't just about combat tactics. It raised the bar for published adventures.
For sure. And it's amazing how relevant those design ideas still feel today. When you look at modern 5th edition D&D, the emphasis on modularity, on flexible DMing, on mixing combat with social encounters and complex puzzles, you can trace so much of it back to the seeds planted in modules like B9.
It's incredible, isn't it? Thinking about how much of what we consider modern D&D, those moments of paranoia at the table, the clever non-combat solutions, the reactive worlds, it was being experimented with decades ago in these foundational texts.
They were really laying the groundwork, trying out things that would take years to become mainstream design philosophy.
Truly fascinating stuff.
Well, that's all the time we have for this incredible journey back through D&D history today. Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed digging into the details of Castle Caldwell and beyond as much as we did.
Hey, don't forget to leave us comments. Let us know what you thought. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your gaming group. And definitely ring that notification bell so you don't miss our future adventures.
We love hearing from you, hearing what other classics you'd like us to explore.
And as you head off, here's something to think about. That lasting impact of these early design choices. How much of the D&D we play and love today, the player agency, the social dynamics, the clever puzzles, was genuinely seeded way back in modules like B9?
And maybe more importantly, how can the lessons from these older modules, the willingness to experiment with things like the Doppleganger or Elwyn's constant observation, inspire you to create new, unexpected, and truly challenging experiences at your own table? How can you push the boundaries on your next game night?
Food for thought. Until next time, keep rolling those dice.